Welcome to this short presentation about capturing pupil voice. I will give you an overview of the what, the why and the how-to when it comes to gathering insight and feedback from your pupils. The aim is that you will listen, consider and hopefully make positive changes to how you plan and deliver PE, school sport and physical activity. Pupil voice refers to the ways in which young people express their perspectives and influence decision-making processes within their communities, schools, and even at governmental level. It's about ensuring that all young people are heard and taken seriously by adults and leaders that they engage with. This concept is rooted in the belief that young people have unique insights and experiences that can contribute to more effective policies, programs, and services. It's a key aspect of youth development and democratic participation, fostering a sense of ownership, responsibility, and civic engagement within the younger generation. So why should you gather pupil voice? Taking time to listen and emphasise with your young people will make them feel valued, increase their self-confidence and worth, allow them to feel heard and listened to, increase their sense of belonging and ownership, improve their engagement and enjoyment. It can also lead to co-creation, design and collaboration. Before you start, there are a few things for you to think about. First, outcomes. What would you like to achieve with the feedback you receive? For example, more engaged participation in PE lessons or after-school clubs, a change in lesson format or delivery styles, a positive shift in attitudes towards physical activity. Next, identify your cohort. Whose voices need to be heard? Males, females, mixed groups, pupils with additional needs, or the least active pupils. Then, consider your session format. How will you conduct the session? When, where, and for how long? Finally, think about implementation. What will you do with the information you gather? Who do you need to influence? When, how, and who will make the changes? With all this to consider, we recommend that you create a pupil voice plan and discuss this with your colleagues and senior leadership team. The Laura Lundy model of child participation is based on 4 key concepts: space, voice, audience and influence. It has been used and adopted by national and international organisations, agencies and governments to inform their understanding of child participation. We encourage schools to refer to this model when building your sessions, and I will take you through the 4 key areas. Space. Think about the location, space, timing, and consider if it's a welcoming and safe environment. This is not necessarily the classroom or a sports hall. It could be a library, a breakout hub, or even the playground. Voice. Provide a range of options and ways for the children to express themselves. Chatties or emoji cards are pictured here. They help children to identify their emotions and feelings about a topic. Brain clouds, graffiti walls, ballot boxes and verbal cues are other good examples. Audience. Ensure the children know who their views will be communicated to and that they understand it is someone with the responsibility to listen to them. Influence. Make sure that the children's views are taken seriously and acted upon. This is a fundamental requirement of the process. We're now going to move on to how you can conduct your session. When you're ready to go, start with a warm-up or icebreaker, as this is helpful if you're bringing together pupils from different year groups who don't know each other. It allows them to interact and start to feel comfortable sharing their thoughts and opinions so that they're relaxed and ready for the session. One idea is to use rock, paper, scissors. The winner gets to ask their opponent a question, notes their opponent's name and answer before moving on to a new person. After a few minutes, get the children to share their captured answers with the whole group. Here are some example questions. The next slide gives you a great initial activity to help you learn more about your cohort before you start to gather feedback. Ask the group if they prefer solo or team sports or activities. Those who prefer solo activities should stand on the left, and those who prefer team activities should stand on the right. Next, ask them to move forward to the front corner if they're all about competition and winning, or backwards to the back corner if they prefer less competition and more improvement of skills and personal development. The room split will give you an idea of who your audience is and inform some of the questions you will want to ask. Now to gather your pupil voice. Ask your questions and use a fun way to gather the answers, and where possible, introduce movement. For example, a flip chart relay race is where a group is split into teams. Each team races towards a flip chart or a piece of paper pinned to the wall. They answer the question, such as provide one sport or activity you'd like to do more of, before returning to their team and passing the baton, or in this case the pen. Other techniques include chatties cards, graffiti walls, brain clouds and post-it notes. Once you have gathered your feedback, help the group to collate their views, opinions and suggestions. Keep them informed of the next steps of the process and expected timelines. Give your pupils an opportunity to feed back to those they can influence, such as heads of department or senior leadership teams. Rate, red, amber, green, some of their suggestions to manage their expectations. Finally, make positive changes. They don't have to be big, just positive. For example, one school that listened to their pupils created a football for fun after school club, which was entirely separate to the squad football provision. Open to all, it was a chance for those who wanted to play but not in a highly competitive environment. So what will your improvement be? Let us know what you've learned from your young people. Get in touch to tell us about your learnings and successes. And finally, for a comprehensive toolkit, visit the Youth Sport Trust website using the link provided.